your sexuality, your attraction, it's not going to disappear
away,
if you
yeah.
marry a cis woman, knowing you're still attracted to trans women.
When you date someone, the beauty of dating is that you get to kind of understand another person's perspective more intimately. So I'm Nigerian, ethnically. That's where I grew up. I grew up there for around 12 years. Because if you're going to church and someone's telling you, this thing's gonna send you to hell, like this is bad, and you look at yourself and you're like, I don't feel like I'm a bad person. There was that side, so there was a lot of shame attached to my identity. I had a trans role model growing up, so one of my mom's friends, a trans woman in Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
I never felt as a man being with a trans woman was something to be ashamed of.
Yeah. Trans representation is not here to confuse kids and make more people trans. Why do you think the label straight is so important for men?
Because patriarchy doesn't even care about most men.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. It cares about the 1% of the 1% of men that really do control. And pre-colonialism, there were, in many cultures across Africa, there were third genders.
Do you remember first time you had an interaction with a trans woman?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to tell us about it?
Can I? Okay.
Do it.
I was...
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trans Crush, the fun, spicy and educational podcast where we dive deep into lives, stories and dating of trans women. I'm your host Pevi and I'm so happy you are watching, you are listening, wherever you are. Your support means so much to me, especially on Patreon. Now, our guest today is not a trans woman, but someone who dates trans women. And I'm so excited the person is in the studio with us today. Hi Martin, welcome to Trans Crush.
Hey Pavi, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation and being here, because you are one of the few and rare men who said yes to be on the show, because when I started the podcast, I said we need to make dating trans women mainstream and we need more representation. And we've had some men in the past, but I always think it's not enough and we need more men to represent yourself and be a great role model for other men who date trans women. So I'm so excited to get to know you and hear your story. And yeah, should we crush it?
Let's go. Let's crush it.
Let's crush it. Our statistics show that 69% of you are watching but not subscribing. This is the only time that I don't like the number 69. So make sure you go and subscribe right now to make sure you're going to have notifications about our future episodes. And the more of us, the better and exciting guests we will give you. All right, let's do it. Let's start. First question, what do you do in life?
Oh, it's a loaded question, but I work in sales, so that's my bread and butter. That's what keeps the lights on. I've done that for about 5 years, but what I enjoy doing is creating. I'm a creative, so I'm a musician. I design clothes, so this hoodie is designed by myself. It's called a turtleneck. It's a winter hoodie. And just generally, yeah, just creativity. That's I've always been in some form creating ever since I was a kid. I was the kid who always had the oversized hoodies because my mom didn't want to buy hoodies every week, so I had to make do and design them myself and rip them apart, put them back together. So yeah, creativity is a big part of my life.
And you've been producing these hoodies. Yeah, I'll make sure I add a link at the end of the episode on the below, caption below. You said also music.
Yes.
Music. Yeah. What kind of music? What instruments?
So I don't play any instruments. No, I'm a songwriter. So lyrics when it comes to rap, pop, rock, Afro beats. that's where I thrive.
Do you DJ as well?
No,
No.
I'm trying to learn. So
Yeah.
any DJs out there who want to teach me,
Me too, actually. I tried a few times and I've done a course for lessons, but it's so hard.
it
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It's like it's a different way of enjoying music. It's like you have to find the two songs that go together and get it at the right time. So it's, it makes you appreciate those DJs out there who are actually doing it on a daily basis.
Yeah. I feel like I want to write music as well because I've got so many melodies on my phone and so many like lyrics and poems and everything. So I was thinking maybe instead of DJing and mixing someone else's music, I will start making my own as well because I'm very creative too. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Crushers would love to hear that. Would love to hear a Pappy song.
Okay, next question. Give me a little bit of idea about your background. So where you from, your childhood?
Okay, so I'm Nigerian ethnically. That's where I grew up. I grew up there for around 12 years, and then moved over to the UK. I live in London now, the big city. Yeah. A little bit about my background. African family, grew up in the church. Was meant to be a priest, so went to a seminary, the whole shebang. And also kind of had foster parents at some point. So I've also been in in a foster home of some sort, not a legal foster home, but just didn't live with my parents for a while.
What age?
So I was 12 when I started living with my foster parents, and then till I was 18.
How was that?
It was nice. Yeah, it was fun. Again, they were pastors, but still one of the most loving people that I've ever met. And they instilled a lot of. It was growing up African. There's a lot of discipline in the culture, but they weren't the physical discipliners. They were like more, oh, you want to do that? Go do it. And when you won the Xbox on Christmas, you're not getting that. So there was value for things from a young age.
Like work for something.
Yeah.
So
be
you
good.
appreciate it actually.
Exactly. Be good. Be nice to people around you. Don't be a. Can I swear?
Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll finish that sentence.
Yeah.
Gladly.
Don't be a dick, and they won't be a dick to me. So
Yeah.
like, I really love them for that, and yeah, one of the greatest people I've ever come across, and I hope one day to be as influential as they have on so many people's lives.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And what kind of impact did they have on you as a teenage boy?
There's two parts to it, so I'll give the good and then I'll give the bad.
Okay.
As a teenage boy, discipline, like I said, was one thing they taught me. Being hardworking, because they were business owners as well. So being hardworking, pulling yourself up by your boots, going out there and trying your hardest, like anything you wanted to do. On the other side, I did tell you that they were Christians. So when it comes to queer identity, there was a lot of things that I didn't agree with when it came to the doctrine. So there was that side. So there was a lot of shame attached to my identity growing up. There was a lot of I'm like, because if you're going to church and someone's telling you this thing's gonna send you to hell, like this is bad, and you look at yourself and you're like, I don't feel like I'm a bad person.
My experience.
Yeah.
Same.
I mean, I love who I love.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like there's nothing bad about this.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that was the negative side. And there was a lot of struggle and trying to deconstruct that. But I feel like we're getting there slowly.
As a humanity or as a you and the parent?
As me as a person, deconstructing them with them, like
Right.
trying to, because I have come out to them, they still accept me, but it's just taking the steps to kind of educate them as to, like, those doctrines are not, that's not, to me anyways, the word of God. Like, that doesn't make sense to me as a doctrine. I feel like I'm rambling now.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. You touch based on coming out. How did you come out? What did you come out as?
Okay. So this is a good question. So I came out as bi because I feel like that's the easiest way to communicate
Yeah.
my attraction. I am pansexual, but I couldn't go to like really super African parents and be like, "Oh, I'm pansexual. What do you like pans?" Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. So I came out as bi. Now, after I've come out, how did I come out? I'll give you
Yeah.
the story. I was at a rave, super drunk, in the smoking area, had a conversation with a queer guy who was like, how would you feel if your parents never knew everything about you and they weren't here anymore? How would that make you feel? And that really spoke to me in that moment, and I was just like, I have to call my mom. I have to call my mom right now,
Yeah.
right now. So I called her and I told her, and I feel like she always knew because her reaction wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Oh, okay. Are you okay? Do you need me to book your Uber home? Are you
That's
fine?"
nice.
But the funny part is that we've never spoken about it again. It's just never come up because I think she just always, she didn't think it was that big of a deal because I just feel like she always knew.
Or maybe do you think she maybe didn't know how to address it and talk about it? Or for her, just like, okay, you date whoever you want to date and it's none of my business and I respect that?
Yeah, I think it's more the latter. She's more, oh, you date whoever you want to date as long as you're happy, as long as you're safe. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
So if you had to put label on your sexuality, you would use pansexual.
Pansexual.
When was this call with your mom?
This was around 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And did you like always know, because you said she must have known before, did you always know you were attracted to, or you describe your sexuality, your attraction?
Oh.
You do it for me, because
Okay.
I'm not pansexual.
Yeah.
I haven't had the pansexual experience. I know what pansexual means, but every pansexual might be different as well.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear your experience about how you feel about your own attraction and how it feels for you.
Yeah.
There's not good or right or wrong answer.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, how I describe my pansexuality to myself is so my attraction is to feminine energy in whatever form it presents itself. I believe the divine feminine is very real and it transcends biology, in my opinion, right? So it could be a femme guy, or trans woman, or a cis woman, like that's like, but the basis is that love of that divine feminine. It's just it's based on that energy, right? There are things outside, there are certain people who don't have that energy that I still am attracted to.
Right.
So I guess that's me still learning what I'm into and what I'm not into. So but for me, the basis is feminine energy, the divine feminine.
Have you heard about sexuality called gynosexual?
Gynosexual, yeah.
It's attraction to femininity. Would you describe yourself as that, or do you think you actually more pansexual?
I think because I've had people who don't necessarily fall. So okay, like a trans masc person. Like I've had a relationship with a trans masc person who was masculine. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
So it definitely inclines more to pansexuality. I'm attracted to you as a person. There's no like a rule to your attraction.
Exactly. So, but I just tend, and maybe this is me trying to deconstruct my heteronormativity, but I've always tended to gravitate more to feminine people. But I am exploring now. So
that's the journey. That's life.
Yeah, that is life.
Yeah, and I know you're 27, right? Yeah, so you're still learning, and we all do. Even there are people who coming out at the age of 60. Like everyone is on their own unique path.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your gender identity or sexuality, we
Mm-hmm.
always evolve, we
Mm-hmm.
always learn, we always grow, and that's okay. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's super healthy once you know that something is maybe different or you might be attracted to this type of person.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to acknowledge it
Mm-hmm.
and deal with it in some way,
Mm-hmm.
because the worst thing you can do for yourself is to ignore it or suppress it,
Mm-hmm.
because it never goes away.
Well,
I always say
exactly.
as well, I said to guys who might be confused about their sexuality and they talk about their sexuality with me, and they feel so much guilt and shame because of either family or their
Mm-hmm.
social background. And I always tell them, like, listen, this is your life, you got maybe 60 years ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't do anything about it right now,
Mm-hmm.
you will it your sexuality, your attraction, it's not going to
Goes
disappear
away.
if you
Yeah.
marry a cis woman
Mm-hmm.
knowing you're still attracted to trans
As
women,
women.
because
Yeah.
there are men who are attracted to only trans women, for
Mm-hmm.
example, and
Mm-hmm.
they feel like, okay, I'm gonna settle down, I'm gonna choose the easy option
Mm-hmm.
for, I don't have to come out or anything, I'm just gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they still go to trans porn,
One.
they
Yeah.
still cheat on
On
their
their
wives
wives.
with
Yeah.
trans women.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really lovely to see that you embraced who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you live your life for yourself, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
try.
what I can feel from you.
Yeah, I try to, because you only get one life, right? You like, I feel life is a combination of all the experiences that you can kind of gather, and I just want to experience life as much as possible, and because when you date someone, the beauty of dating is that you get to kind of understand another person's perspective more intimately. And for me, that's why I like to date very different people, like, because I get to understand, like, oh, so I didn't know, like, you had that specific experience that was so unique, but now I'm more educated and I can go out into the world and be a better person because of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. The variety, right?
Yeah.
Every person is different.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Since this is a podcast about trans women
Mm-hmm.
and for trans women, let's talk about your experience with trans women.
Yeah.
Do you remember first time you had an interaction with a trans woman?
Um. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about it?
Can I? Okay.
Do
So
it.
I was on a holiday
Yeah.
in a foreign country, Amsterdam. So this was back when I knew this. I was around 19 at the time, so I knew I didn't know what I was attracted to, and guess what? I downloaded. Oh, spoiler! Grinder. Doo-doo. Um, but I downloaded Grinder, and I was just exploring. I didn't know exactly. I knew I was attracted to beyond a cis woman. I knew that for a fact. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if it was masculine men, if it was feminine men, if it was trans women, if it was. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So my first experience was in Amsterdam on holiday. I'd had a few joints, had a
Yeah.
few beers, had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through Grindr in the hostel, horny 19-year-old kid,
Yeah.
some beautiful South Asian trans lady was like, oh, yeah, I'm chilling right now. Do you want to come over? Do you want to chill? And for me, it was a rush of emotions. There was two feelings. I was like a little scared,
Yeah.
but there was an excitement that I couldn't explain. There was
Yeah.
like this,
First time.
yeah, this rush,
Experience.
yeah, this rush of energy. So went over, we chilled, cuddled, made out, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
I've now been dating trans women for the last 9 years of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel? I'm going to ask you this question because that's what my experience with cis men is. After your first experience with a trans woman, how did you feel? Because some men, they feel a huge, some kind of sense of shame or this post-sex clarity, post-nut clarity, when they're like, oh my God, what have I done? And they block them, and then they freak out because that's something they've done for the first time in, let's say, 20, 30 years. So I'm asking, I know you said you were excited and you knew that your attraction towards woman was beyond cis woman. So how did you feel after that?
I mean, I still have her on Snapchat till today.
Answered. Easy.
Well, I felt excited. I felt like I'd answered a question that I was avoiding for a very long time. And I just felt like I'd connected with another human being on a physical level, but also quite emotionally charged as well. So, like, I didn't feel shame. That wasn't what I felt. I mean, I don't know if you want, but my idea of trans people, like, I had a trans role model growing up. So one of my mom's friends, a trans woman in Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very strong lady. So I never felt as a man being with a trans woman was something to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice because you knew there was some sort of representation.
Yeah.
And you said, like, this is a beautiful moment for me as well to realize that, you knew someone who was trans, a friend of your mom when you were 7. And this is such a great example of why representation matters.
Yeah.
That we are not, or like trans representation is not here to confuse kids and make more people trans. People don't realize it's something you're born with. Like you're born trans. You can't just change to be trans. As same, like, if you have gay parents, you can't be gay, or like,
right,
or if you have straight parents, why are you gay?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful example of representation in your life and kind of normalizing trans people in your life. I find it's really refreshing because it's not something you hear every day. Yeah. When you spend time with trans girls and cis girls, I'm wondering, from men's perspective, is there like one big major difference in terms of energy, in terms of how you feel about them, in terms of what you talk about?
I think there's nuances, but I feel, first of all, the energy is the same because it's just a feminine softer energy, right? But there is nuances, like foreplay is different.
We'll talk about later on Patreon.
On Patreon,
yes.
Well, there are certain things that take more time or less time with either or. And also, what in terms of what we talk about, I feel recently anyways, I feel like a lot of trans ladies have had to become more politically aware because of the current state of things.
Climate,
so a lot of conversations recently anyways have revolved around that. Whereas with a cis woman, I've rarely
go political.
So I feel maybe that's a difference in conversation.
It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. And it is the sad reality of like, the pillow talk is different these days. The pillow talk is, what do you think about Supreme Court?
So who are you voting?
The door is there. Or not. Yeah, I'm straight. I date trans women. I'm attracted to trans women, and none of my mates know, or like my family doesn't know.
I just urge people to be safe when it comes to anything surrounding DL culture, because there's a lot going on there. A lot of black men, speaking to the black men out there, we reach a point of jadedness by our 15, like, just going through that struggle every day, just trying to exist. You're a man, but you're black, you're this, you're that, and you're going through all this.
Do you have any group of trans or queer friends? Yeah, how's your friendship like?
Ooh, that is something I'm working on. A lot of my friends are straight men. But also no wait, no hear me out. But they always go to the queer events with me.
Do they?
Yeah, so they
feel okay with it.
Yeah. They're my stragglers, that's what I call them. My group of
Do they know who you date?
Yeah, they know who I date. I mean, they're accepting of it. They can't.
As they should.
Yeah, what else? What else are they gonna do? We're locked in now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, there are men who feel so intimidated by their friend who is dating, let's say, the same sex or trans woman, because that's the environment where I'm from. So that's why that's why I'm asking this type of questions, because I come from environment, lots of insecure men and ashamed again. So when you go to those queer events, do your straight friends struggle somehow in any way?
No, because a little context. I don't know if you know about the intersectionality between neurodivergence and queer culture.
Explain.
So people who are neurodivergent tend to thrive within queer spaces purely because they don't feel any judgment or any pressure to be anything other than themselves. And a lot of my friends are on the spectrum. so
they feel safe.
They feel safe in queer.
Accepted.
They feel like they're able to be themselves. There is no pressure to be anything other than who you are. And people are just always so loving. So yeah, I don't think it's never come up in conversation that there's been a problem about that, because they recommend the events to me now. They scout the events out for me and they're like, we should go to this together, Martin. So
that's so lovely to hear that they feel accepted in a queer environment as well, and it's not just being accepted for their sexuality, but as you said, we can be accepted for being different, for being neurodivergent, different in any other way. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about your friends group.
Okay.
Did you ever talk about their sexuality as well? Did they ever doubt their sexuality or maybe question their sexuality?
Ooh, I had a friend.
Yeah.
I had a friend. This is my best friend. We've been friends for years. Hopefully he doesn't mind me saying this, but he's thought about dating trans women. That's come up in conversation. He actually went on a date with a trans woman. I don't know how, because guys, we never talk about the deep details, but I think he's open to it. But with the others, it was, I'm going to be so honest, it was just assumed that they were all straight, man. Like we've not had in-depth conversations. Whereas I feel like as if you're someone who's not straight, those conversations are naturally going to happen with your closest people. Whereas straight people never have to, you never have to come out as straight. It's just...
Well, the guys I've been with, they consider themselves straight.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they are straight because they are still straight. You are a woman and they've been with... So, like...
But I feel like they still have the need to kind of come out or say something because, like, they're like, yes, I identify as straight. Maybe, like, it's not the same example as you or same case as you. But they're always like, yeah, I'm straight. I date trans women. I'm attracted to trans women. And, you know... none of my mates know, or like my family doesn't know, and they are kind of like okay with it and they kind of want to keep it that way. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I totally understand. I've been there. I mean, for a while I did identify as straight. About 5 years ago that changed. But yeah, no, I totally understand wanting to. I don't agree with DL culture. Could we talk about
What
that?
culture?
DL culture.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
That
that.
yeah, that is very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of the dolls that love a DL man because there's some.
Well, I don't know. A lot of those. I don't know.
But I know it exists,
Yeah.
and I've got queer friends who are like, "Oh, DL man," but it's also quite dangerous, and I just urge people to be safe when it comes to anything surrounding DL culture because there's a lot going on there.
Mm.
And as someone who for a while was DL,
Mm-hmm.
going through a mental health crisis,
Mm-hmm.
I I can speak on that and be like, yeah, just be wary
Mm-hmm.
of because there is some crossover there with like negative self-image, mental health, DL culture, kind of.
For both sides.
No, just for the DL men.
For mm-hmm.
Yeah, because think about it, having to hide who you are on a daily basis every single time, that's gonna do some damage,
Yeah, it
right?
will have some
And
impact on your
yeah,
mental health for
exactly, and
sure.
hurt people,
Yeah.
right? So not just violence against trans women, but more like emotional manipulation, like the feeling of not feeling valued after an encounter with a DL person. So
Yeah.
like, I think it's very toxic.
So my next question is, why do you think the label straight is so important for men? Because they are like, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. They are so scared of being called anything else. Why do you think it's so important for them?
Um this is gonna be a loaded answer, but it's to do with the
Let's go,
patriarchy.
we have time.
It's to do with the patriarchy, isn't it? Right, the patriarchy. It's a little bit of misogyny and
Yeah.
homophobia all mixed into one. To be straight is to have power in the hierarchy of things. So, and men have been conditioned all our lives to crave or to gather power by any means necessary. So having that straight label is a thing of power. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm a straight man. I'm a masculine man, right? That's why there is that love for that word straight. However, just a caveat, if a man is into trans women and cis women and that's it, to me they are still straight.
Yeah.
So, but it's just when you get the whole, oh, I play with the femboys and but I'm still straight. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
yeah.
I do agree. Yeah. Yeah, I love what you just said. How did you deconstruct the power structure for yourself?
I mean, this is intersectionality, right? I'm a man. Oh God. But I'm also black, and I'm queer or queer adjacent,
Yeah.
however you wanna describe that. And it takes a lot of because, firstly, as a man, as a boy child, like I feel like you reach the age of 7 and the conditioning starts, right? You get the first 6 years of your life fun, happy, high. You could cry, you can hurt yourself, someone's gonna pick you up. But I feel like when you reach that age of 7, 8, 9, the conditioning starts where you have to toughen up, you have to be strong, always be strong, never show any weakness. It's not allowed for you to be weak, because to be weak is to die. And then as a black man, you also have to do the same thing from a very young age. And a lot of black men, speaking to the black men out there, we reach a point of jadedness by our 15, like just going through that struggle every day, just trying to exist. You're a man, but you're black, you're this, you're that, you're going through all this. So you reach a point where you have a choice, right? I can either contribute to a system that does not care about me, because patriarchy doesn't even care about most men.
No.
It really doesn't. It cares about the 1% of the 1% of
Yeah.
men that really do control. But you can either sit back and contribute to a system that doesn't care about you, or you can do the work internally and start to deconstruct those things for yourself. Start to go, I don't need to be whatever. Because if there was a really good quote I saw the other day. So if we're in this room and there was a fire and there was only one way out, that way out is not a choice. It's the only way out. It's a decision you have to make. So if as a man you're told you have to be all these things to be a man, that is not a choice. Like, decisions are being made for you.
Yeah.
And that takes away the core, what I believe, for me anyways, to be a man is to make decisions for yourself. So you get to that. So I'm rambling, but I know I'm trying to get somewhere. Ultimately, all this to say is you have to make that decision at a certain point to be like, I'm going to make those choices for myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to, because I believe masculinity is still a good thing. Like, I'm not going to say deconstruct all of masculinity.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, being a protector, provider, all that nonsense. Yeah, that's fine. But it's not the end all be all. It should always come from a place of love, not from a place of power. And that's one thing, that's the big thing that you need to deconstruct as a man. Or quit is like, I don't
fear.
chase power. Yeah, because you chase power out of fear, or you could choose love.
Yeah. They say that the opposite of love is fear. In most of the cases. I really like what you just said, and I'm really wondering about this the black culture thing, and men are forced to be really tough. Does it happen, let's say, even in the third, fourth generation of black people living in, let's say, in the UK? Do you think most of families are like that? Do you think most black men, young black men, are conditioned to behave like that?
Yeah, no, I think it's especially in, so we can have a little conversation about how colonialism changed the way queerness was represented.
Please do. I think it's very important to mention that.
So pre-colonialism, there were, in many cultures across Africa, there were third genders. So there were third. So in certain cultures like the Akan tribe, they had words for a masculine woman or a feminine man.
Yeah.
They had words for same-sex marriages within the court. So these things did exist, but colonialism and religion came into Africa and affected black people on the whole by demonizing and saying that's wrong. Yeah. Humans, where it's man punished. And yes, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Yeah.
And yeah, even it is in a lot of most black parents for some reason wouldn't want to have a queer child. I feel that's not right, and that's where that stems from, because it's not part. I don't think it was always a part of black culture to practice homophobia, because again, the evidence states that there were trans people in court, there were gay people in court, in the highest forms of society, in African society, right? So, but again, colonialism came and changed all of that. So, yeah.
If you think about it, it's few hundred years back, right? So if you really go back, really, really, like 1,000 years ago, it was what is forbidden now, or what is criminalized now, was a normal, natural thing for most of Africa.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
It's really crazy how some sort some source of shame and fear and religion
Can transcend
really spread across the whole continent.
continent. Yeah,
And now people, especially LGBT people, queer people,
yeah.
are suffering
Suffering a
because of
lot,
the consequences of that.
a lot, a lot.
It makes me a little angry, and it's mind-blowing how so many why so many lives have been lost because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's sad.
It is. It is. But I feel, in places like Nigeria, there's a queer culture now. It is underground still because it's kind of criminalized there, but there are strong queer cultures across Twitter. Queer people affirming themselves, because affirming yourself as a person, as a queer person, trans person, anyone in the community is important, right? So at least they have a way of affirming themselves now. And I'm just hoping that over time, over the next few generations, as a culture, we can deconstruct that. But it comes from a place of, it is like linking back to what I said. It's from that place of power and fear, and like when when the power structure has been skewed one way, and you've been told as a black person you always have to be strong, and they've told you that being queer is a weakness. That's what we need to deconstruct.
Yeah.
That is what we need to
Yeah.
work on as a community.
Okay, let's go a little bit back to the shame. How much of the shame came from the religion and from the society? What do you think?
I think it's a mix of both. I think the society is pretty much built around the religion, right? So, but for me personally, I can only speak for me personally. Mine would have been a lot of the religion, because again, I was meant to be a priest. I was going to church and be like, oh, all gay people are going to hell. And I'm like, oh God. Like,
Here I am.
guess I'm going to be burning. But yeah, a lot for me earlier in my life, it would have been the religion. But society definitely played a little bit of a role.
Yeah.
Like the music we listen to, I mean, a lot of the music, the dances, a lot of it is influenced by black trans women. Let's clock that, right? But it is also very transphobic. And as someone who dates trans people, as for a young person, it can be quite daunting seeing that. Like, oh, like that person was just voguing, right? But in the next vein, they've said something really transphobic, and it doesn't make sense.
It's confusing for a little
Kid, yeah.
and it makes you feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me because I like this, or like this person, or I'm attracted to this, sexuality or whatever. But this person tells me there's something wrong with me, or it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the article? I think yesterday. It's very fresh news that the Pope is going to meet 4 trans women. It's going to have a meeting with 4 trans women.
Okay.
And I feel like it's such a big and remarkable event for our community, that it is possible to be Christian if you practice Christianity and be trans. And I don't know when the meeting is going to happen and how it will, what's going to come out of that. But just the fact that he said yes to the meeting, and it's millions, if not billions, of people will be watching. Hopefully it will be a positive light on the trans community, and something good will come out of it, because I feel like we really deserve to be treated with respect, especially by Christians.
Yeah. I agree.
Mm.
I agree, and I feel like the Pope doing that is hopefully the first step.
Yeah.
But we need to, like, these old archaic religious beliefs need to be deconstructed.
Yeah.
They have to, because like how you telling me a book written 2,000 years ago is still relevant, and people fight wars over that.
Yeah.
And
so how you should live by it.
Yeah. But I feel everybody should have a choice and be able to affirm themselves. Like, affirm themselves however they want to affirm themselves, and just like let people be.
Yeah.
That's no one's hurting anyone.
There's a universal law for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the book does say love thy neighbor, but they always forget that part.
They always forget it, yeah. They're judgmental ass.
Clock it.
Last question before we go on Patreon is, what message would you have for guys who know they're attracted to trans women, but they are scared to take the first step to make the move? Yeah.
Firstly, well, just ask yourself what's so scary about it, right? Like what really, really and truly, what is the worst thing that's gonna happen to you? Because I can guarantee you that there is a trans woman who's had worse happen to her just for existing. So as a man who's into trans women, go out there, speak to beautiful people. And one thing as a man who dates trans women, I urge every single man who dates trans women to go out with a trans woman, like be seen and affirm your identity. Because it's the most freeing thing, and it's what's helped me come out and be more like, I would never have gone on a podcast 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never done something like this, but it took me going on a date with a trans woman, and that changed my life, because I was just like, oh, I've done this now. Like, what is there to be scared about?
Yeah.
What was the fear all about? But on the other side, be kind. Don't be a douche. Don't be a dick. Take care of the dolls. Protect the dolls, and have fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Martin.
Yeah.
Your answers were incredible. Honestly, I really enjoyed everything you said. I think your interview will be so influential for many men, not only men, but what you said was so profound, and I really agreed on everything you said, because it was incredible. And I love that you are not only dating us with respect, but you also treat us with respect and spread the knowledge and spread information about trans people with your friends as well, and all around you. And you are a real great example of a man who dates trans women. And I thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you and for sharing your life with our listeners. I'm sure you're going to inspire many of us, especially the men. And I can't wait to talk about more about dating on Patreon.
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you for having me. It's great what you're doing here, like educating people, using your platform to bring trans issues and trans people to the forefront. I really, really think it's what's needed right now.
Yeah. Spreading the awareness.
Exactly.
Making dating trans people mainstream.
There we go. There we go.
Well, that was all from today's episode. Don't forget to go on patreon.com/transcrash, where me and Martin will talk about dating trans women on a much deeper level. And, of course, as every week, I'm going to say goodbye with one of our slogans. Roses are red, violets are blue. Every Thursday on Transcrash, we going to educate you. Take care. Welcome to Transcrash Exclusive.
The spicy part. I discovered trans porn maybe 6 years later, around the age of 16.
Right.
So sometimes I would stop for a while. I'm like, no, I'm never doing that again. But it's one of those things, you like what you like.
Yeah.
You can't suppress. And certain trans women don't like you going down on them. Certain cis girls don't like you going down on them.
True.
So,
Can I say it for our listeners? Big black.
Ooh, say it again. Do they really like me, or am I just this? Like, am I just now an object of desire just for my penis?
Martin, I also know that you were on the Naked Attraction.
But they were acting like, oh, I'm not into trans people. I'm like, but we all filled out the same form.
Right, interesting. Yeah. What advice would you have for a man who is about to have his first sexual experience with a trans woman?